What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the GOAT Show. We've got a good slate of games this Saturday, but we're going to start off in the Big Ten East. We have Indiana at Rutgers. Last year, Rutgers absolutely dominated Indiana at home, and both teams are pretty bad this year. Indiana has improved a little bit. Rutgers has kind of fallen off because of their quarterback being out, but I think Rutgers won this game at home 27-23. Blake, who do you have?
Today, in this game, I agree both teams have taken steps back from last year, but I do believe Indiana is the better team this Saturday. I have Indiana winning this game 32-30. Take.
In the Big Ten West now, we have Purdue at Wisconsin. Wisconsin has won the last 18 meetings in the last two times these teams have played, and I don't think they will win this one. I think Aaron O'Connell has a pretty good game, so I'm going to go with Purdue Boilermakers 24, Badgers 13. Blake, who do you have?
Take in this game. I am really big on the Purdue Boilermakers. I don't see this game being close. I have Purdue with a big away game, 48-20. Take.
Now we have a Big Ten East versus a Big Ten West. We have Northwestern at Maryland. I feel like Maryland's going to dominate this game all around, and they get the win 35-13. Blake, who do you have?
Take. I agree with you there. I feel like Maryland's gonna dominate this game from kickoff. I have Maryland winning this game 27-7.
Last game in the Big Ten, we have a pretty great matchup. We have Minnesota, who's coming off loss to Illinois, and Penn State, who's coming off loss to Michigan. It's the whiteout game for Penn State, and I think they get the job done as long as they stop Mo Ibrahim. But I'm going to go 21-13 Penn State. Blake, who do you have?
Take. These teams have both have chips on their shoulders after a loss to Michigan and Illinois last week. But I feel like Penn State has a bigger chip on their shoulder, and I think they get a double-digit win here, 27-17. Take.
Now we are heading to the ACC slate of games. First up, we have Duke at Miami. Duke is coming with a heartbreaking loss to UNC. They lost on like a last-second touchdown last week. And Miami just disappointed me all season. I had them winning their division in the ACC, but now I don't think they will. But I'm going to go with Hurricanes winning this game, though, 34-27. Blake, who do you have?
Taking this game, I feel like Tyler Van Dyke's going to have a big game at home. I have the Hurricanes winning this game, take 38-27.
Next up, we have Boston College at Wake Forest. I do not see this game being close whatsoever. I'm going to go with the Wake Forest Deacons 49, Boston College 22. Blake, who do you have?
Today, for some reason, Boston College plays very well in their division, but they don't always get the win, but they keep the game close. I have Wake Forest winning a close one, 38-35.
Last game in the ACC, we have Pittsburgh at Louisville. I think this is going to be a high-scoring contest, but at the end of the day, I like Malik Cunningham more than I do like Keaton Slovis. So I'm going to go with the Louisville Cardinals, 41, Pitt 37. Blake, who do you have?
Today, I feel like Pitt's going to have a big week this week, have a big conference win against Louisville. Give me Pitt 38-31.
Now we are entering our Big 12 slate of games. First up, we have Kansas at Baylor. Both teams are coming off losses. Jalen Daniels is still out for Kansas, and Baylor just has not looked good at all this year. And I think Kansas does bounce back and get a win, making them bowl eligible this year. But Blake, who do you have?
Tate in this game, I have Blake Sharpen having a big game at home. Baylor Bears having a bounce back week after a loss last week. Give me the Baylor Bears at home, 38-27.
Next game up, we have West Virginia Mountaineers at Texas Tech Red Raiders. Both teams are kind of sleeper picks. West Virginia has let me down quite a bit this season, but I do think Texas Tech does get the win, 33-17 in this game. But Blake, who do you have?
Tate in this game, West Virginia plays very good one week, and absolutely terrible the next week, in my opinion. But I have this game being a nail biter, with West Virginia winning this game 22-21.
Last game in the Big 12 is a potential upset game. We have Kansas State at TCU. TCU are coming off a big win against Oklahoma State. but they are losing their first game. Kansas State and Adrian Martinez pulls off the upset, 37-35. Kansas State wins. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, TCU has now become the front runner in the Big 12. I have them winning this game at home against a very solid Kansas State team, but I have TCU winning this game, take 28-27.
Now we're going to do our only Pac-12 game and the SEC slate of games. But starting out with the only game in the Pac-12 right now, we have Washington at California. Michael Penix, I think he will have himself a day, and Washington wins 28-14. Blake, who do you have?
Today, I have Washington winning big in this one. Cal got beat by Colorado State last week, I believe. Colorado. Yeah, Cal just doesn't look very good. Washington lost a couple. I think they'll have a big bounce back win. Give me Washington 38-7.
Next up, and starting in the SEC, we have UT Martin at Tennessee. Good strength of schedule right there, am I right, Blake? But I'm going to go with the Volunteers winning 59-13. Blake, who do you have?
Tennessee is not going to have a hangover. They're going to have an easy win against UT Martin. Give me the Volunteers 40-7.
And staying in the SEC, we have Texas A&M at South Carolina. I feel like South Carolina would be able to win this game, but I think Texas A&M defense will get to Spencer Rattler as much as they need to. And I think the Aggies win this one 23-20. Blake, who you got?
I feel like Texas A&M is going to win this game 34-17. I think Texas A&M is all around a better team this year. And I just don't see much of a game. South Carolina is going to put up a level fight, but I think Texas A&M is going to take it in the end.
Last game in the SEC before our game of the weeks, we have Mississippi State at Alabama. I do not see this game being close. Alabama just lost, and it's at Bama. I have them blowing Mississippi State out of the water 52-24. Blake, who do you have?
I agree. Alabama just lost. We don't hear that saying that much. Alabama losing. But I have Mississippi State getting dominated at Bama 42-14.
Here are our game of the weeks for each conference, but we're going to start with the group of 5 game of the week. It's Cincinnati at SMU. Cincinnati just always finds a way to get the job done when they need to, and I think they do that this week, so I'm going to go with the Bearcats winning 27-20. Blake, who you got?
I feel like this game's going to be very close, but I also have Cincinnati winning this game, in a close one, 37-34.
Featuring the SEC game of the week, we have a potential upset game. We have Ole Miss at LSU. Now, I remember a couple weeks ago, Blake took LSU to beat Tennessee because it was at LSU. And man, that backfired on him. I love seeing that. But I think Ole Miss does get the job done once again, and they win 48-45, but it'll be a close one. Blake, who do you have?
I feel like Ole Miss is going to have to really earn this win this weekend, going to LSU, Death Valley, hard place to play. It's going to be a high turnover defensive game, but give me Ole Miss 38-31.
Now is our Pac-12 game of the week. We have the UCLA undefeated Bruins at Oregon. Oregon has looked phenomenal since that Georgia loss, but so has UCLA. I mean, they didn't lose Georgia, they're undefeated. But it's at Oregon. Oregon has won like the last 5 meetings against UCLA. And I think they win this one. And that could potentially just eliminate the Pac-12 from the playoff because of how good the Big Ten and SEC is this year. So I'm going to go with Oregon 45, UCLA 37. Blake, who do you have?
UCLA has surprised me all season. And I feel like Chip Kelly is going to get that UCLA Bruins team in shape and get a big win at Oregon. Give me the Bruins 31-21.
Wow. Now it's our Big 12 game of the week. My upset of the week, we got Texas at Oklahoma State. Texas is going to win this game, and they are going to win out and win the Big 12. Mark it. Give me 38-35 Longhorns. Blake, who do you have?
I have the Oklahoma State Cowboys bouncing back after a tough loss, overtime loss against TCU last week. But I think they're going to have the pieces to take down this Texas team. Give me the Cowboys 38-31.
Now it's the Big Ten game of the week. We have Iowa at Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State is on an upset alert, and the only way they would be if it was at Iowa, because they have a history of losing late in the season against a Big Ten West team on the road. But this is not going to happen. It's at the shoe. I don't think Ohio State scores more than 40 this week, though. I think they score 37, and Iowa scores 10. Blake, who do you have?
I feel like Ohio State's going to have trouble against figuring out this Iowa defense in the first half. But I think they're going to get the pieces together in the second half and open their gap up and win the game 27-10. Give me the Buckeyes, Tate.
Now it's our game of the week, the ACC game of the week as well. We have undefeated Syracuse at undefeated Clemson. I really want to take Cuse in this one, but I just think Clemson is the better overall team. The only way Syracuse will take this game is if they can get their run game going, because Clemson's run defense struggled last week. But I do have Clemson winning this one pretty close, 28-13. Blake, who do you have?
It's hard to beat Clemson, especially beating Clemson at home. I think the Cuse is going to put up a big fight, but I have Clemson win this one close, 32-27. Give me the Clemson Tigers.
That's it for our predictions. I mean, this week is not going to live up to last week, but I feel like it can still be a good week. A lot of good games. But comment down who you have winning the game of the weeks down below. And we'll see you next time. Go Show out.
Peace out, Goat Show.